Okay, so today's finally the day. I'm going to do my best to document me building my 110 Pheonix Flight Gear frame mini quad, micro quad, whatever it is. Kind of an overview of the parts of the plan. First thing, obviously, is the Pheonix Flight Gear frame, which you need with the optional top plate. I'm not sure if I'll use yet, but hopefully. Four motors from Micro Motor Warehouse, the 8.5 millimeters. A Altitude RC Nano 25 milliwatt transmitter with the optional Clover antenna. This thing is really tiny, so this thing should be perfect. Just some batteries from Hobby King. The brain, the beefed brushed flight controller. Again, really tiny, exactly what I wanted. So this should be good. We're going to have some interesting power management problems, which we'll see in this process, but I think I have some creative solutions. A wide-angle camera, which again you'll see in my descriptions. I don't want to use the orange module for my Tyrannus, so I got the Micro FX receiver, which works directly with the Tyrannus, FreeSky, so that should save me some time. Just some hubs and props. I'm sure I'll need more of these. And this little guy, which I'll go into detail in the comments, or later on, but this was a pain. But now this works to connect to my Beef's brushed flight controller to my computer. This little USB adapter. But don't forget one of these if you don't already have it. So let's unpack this and get started. Okay, so I've got the mounts. I'm not sure how high I want to put them yet, but that should be fine for now, just above the bottom. And we got two colors here, as you can see. We got black and a white. The white is white and black. This one, the white ones are counterclockwise. So I want these ones in here and here. I want this is the front of my quad. This is the back of my quad. I want the clockwise 1 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Clockwise, counter, counter, clockwise. Cool. Cool. Feels very centered. So the idea being, I'm not going to solder on the USB connector because I don't have a problem just leaving it on like that when I want to program it, which hopefully will never be again after I first do it. And I don't want to have that pin on there, and I don't want to keep taking these 4 cables off and risking putting the wrong wire into the wrong, the positive and negative and burning it out. So I'm just going to leave this like this and not solder this in. So that just goes to the side for now. Okay, so the plan right now is I'm going to start with my receiver. I'm going to see this little black spot here. I'm going to use some double-sided electrical tape and stick it right on top of this big black thing here, and then have the cables go just from here to here. Quick little, small, short little cables to connect those like that. And that should be all set. So first I'm going to do is solder them onto, which way to start? I'll solder them onto the little guy first. Okay, so I got that soldered on nicely. So I decided to do one more quick thing just before I plug it in, just to sure don't get magic smoke. I'll make sure to shorten these out, so I'm just gonna check for a circuit between the 3 points and to see if it mixes anywhere in between. So ground, good, 3 volt, good, ppm, good. So I'm gonna hold on ppm and go to 3 volt, nothing, good. Go to ground, nothing. Hold it on 3 volts, check it, yep. ppm, nope. ground. Nope. Now hold it on ground. And check ground. Ground. 3 volt. Nothing on 3 volt. Nothing ppm. So I don't think I shorted anything out. So I feel a little better plugging this in. But it's always good to check if you can. These are really cheap. Alright, so I wasn't able to get my receiver to bind to my Tyrannus. I'm wondering if it's because if I power it through the input, the USB input, it doesn't allow me to pair. It seems weird, but I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to try powering it through the LiPo section. So it means I'm going to solder my LiPo connections. Let's see what that does. So this is worth mentioning. One part of my build that's going to be a little strange is I tried to get this little Walkera connector out of its housing because I want to reverse the polarities. Now there's 2 reasons I want to do this. One is these little Hobby King LiPos that I have. These ones come with reverse polarities, but that's not a big deal. I can switch those. The real problem is I bought this little balance board charger that has JST connectors, and these match the polarity of my LiPos. So since this matches and this matches, I really don't want to switch everything just so that just to get these colors right. So for this build, I'm going to make black positive and red negative for this connector. You know, I won't forget because I won't be able to fit in otherwise, but it's going to look weird where red comes in and it meets black. So I'll just have to remember that from now on. But if you can buy your connectors better than me, then you shouldn't have this problem. But this Walkera connection is hard to find matching batteries, and more importantly, these balance board chargers are hard to find in Walkera connectors. So if you can find one, let me know. I couldn't find any. Wow, that's a learning lesson. Well, I tried everything to short the bind pin, and it didn't work. And I soldered it still didn't work. And I put a ton of solder on there, which is on there now. And now it's finally looking like it's binding by the red flashing light. But Jesus, that was really freaking hard. Now I gotta get solder wick out, and it's just a mess now. But let's see if that did it. It's supposed to stop blinking. So give it a second. So we'll see. Okay, well, after much ado, that finally did it. So, note to self, if you're going to do this, make sure you solder it. Don't even try to shortcut it. It didn't work. Okay, so I made a tough decision. There's no way I'm going to fit these wires into this harness. And I can't solder anything onto this one, it's too small. The camera's not impossible, but it's also very, very small. So it's going to be a tough solder point, so I'm going to take all these off and solder these wires directly onto the camera. So definitely not looking forward to that. But don't really have another choice. So first I'm going to have the camera, flight controller in the middle. The camera will be here, and the transmitter will be in the back. So these wires, ignore that for now, need to get to the camera. So I don't want them to be too small, but I also don't want them to be too long. I'd rather have something in the middle where I can have some wiggle room down the road. So just like that, basically. So I cut it right there. God, this is tough. Okay, that should give me enough extra room just to be safe. Strip these carefully. That's what I didn't want to do. Shit. I'll just crimp these by hand. Okay, so we're looking good. Actually, I just plugged all this in, and I'm able to get video on my Fat Shark goggles right here. So that's a plus. I have some paper here because I don't want to show anything out, but it all seems to be working. It looks great. So I just start gluing some stuff down. Let's do it. It's looking pretty good. It's looking like a little waist drone. So I have to cover this so I don't short out the receiver. And I have to figure out a way to mount the camera. I think it's a mic right there. You see it? Where is it? I think that's the mic right there. I might be able to take that off. That little thing you can see right there, perfect. I may want to take that off, but I don't know. But it's looking pretty solid. So this is it. I need to do some finishing touches in to secure this camera up and clean out these wires a lot actually. But I'm just gonna see if the calibrations are right now. So I'm gonna go downstairs and see how it flies. Okay, so let's put the finishing touches on this bad boy. I actually figured out my issue with the quad not taking off correctly. I thought it was the flight controller, but I put the batteries on incorrectly. So I will post out my original video, but I had put the colors, the white and black. You can see the wires here kind of. I had done them opposites like you do the propellers, but because the they're separate. The whites go counterclockwise and the blues go clockwise. You want them to be on the same side, so clockwise, counterclockwise. I had gone counterclockwise, clockwise, so two were wrong and it wouldn't take off. So now it's all fixed. I was able to get it to hover for a quick second, but I hadn't anything connected, so I didn't want to do it too long. So I'm going to tie down, mount the camera. I'm going to tie down the wires and tidy it all up, and then take it out flying. So let's do that. So for the camera, I was going to take the mic off. You can see this little piece hanging out is the mic, the golden piece here sticking up. I still may take it out. It'll probably fall off at some point, but actually it fits into the little slot here nicely and kind of adds a little anchor point for the camera. So for now, look, see, just kind of holds it in there. So I'll do that with some double-sided tape, and that should hold it really well, actually. So I'm not sure you can see that, but yeah, why not? Also, I don't know if I mentioned before, I did it off camera, but I rotated this 90 degrees, so the arrow is actually pointing this way, so to the right of the quad when facing forward. That's because I want to keep access to the USB port here for tweaking my PIDs and things like that. And also because it works out, because I have the battery on this side, I have the TX on this side, and the camera on this side. So everything kind of evens out, whereas when it's swept the other way, the battery was over the VTX, and it just didn't make any sense. It was crazy. So this is a lot better. Make sure in clear flight you orient it 90 degrees yaw. Also, you can see my motor cables. You can't change the motor cables. They're hard-coded into the board. So this is still 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can see one's wire goes around to this one, two goes around to this one, and vice versa. So they all rotate around a bit, which actually tidies the wires up for you, which is also kind of nice. So I'm also going to clip this audio wire because I'm not going to be using it. So this extra white wire I don't need. So another interesting thing I discovered about this process is I have the cable set up right now. If I plug it in now, what's going to happen is, of course it doesn't happen this time, it's on camera. Yeah, it doesn't connect. Let me try it again. Make sure I'm connected in here. And I am. So plug this bad boy back in. There, see those two solid lights right there? That is RxTX, and it won't work. It won't connect to Clean Flight no matter what I do. Pressing connect now, and it's just nothing. But if I plug the battery in, it will work. So I don't know if there's just too much juice being sucked up by the transmitter and the camera and everything. It just doesn't have enough power to work. But if I plug the battery in, all of a sudden light goes out and I can connect to Clean Flight. So that's something to be wary of. It could be because I have this jumper on this cable on the 3-volt connection instead of the 5-volt. But because I'm running this whole quad on 3-volt, I don't want to put 5-volt through it. So this works for now. Just keep that in mind if you guys have problems connecting to Clean Flight. If you see the arcs TX, now they're blinking, not solid. Before they were just dead solid. So this works. I'll show you my charging setup too. So I got this. Sorry, my dog's on the way. Get here. I got that balance board. Remember, I told you I didn't swap the polarity of the. I can't even see the board. It's down there somewhere. I didn't swap the polarity of the batteries from Hobby King because it matched the JST connectors here. So I left that. So I set up my iCharger basically for 1S, and I did 3.3 amps. I think I could have gone higher, but it seems like a lot of ampage to put through. So yeah, it took a little longer. It's been 40 minutes, and it's pretty much done. But hope this seems to work. Seems to be good. And this board's pretty cool too. If you put them in the wrong way, this little LED over here doesn't come on, so you know instantly if you put the polarity in correctly, so you don't blow anything out. So nothing's exploded yet. Alright, here it is. It's looking pretty. It's time for its maiden flight. It's not really good. I'm really happy with it. It's very light. Kids are really sensitive.